Today we're going to be talking and reviewing as well as reacting to the weirdest scenes of Gerald's Game. A Netflix original movie directed by Mike Flanagan, who is also the guy who directed Oculus, which is one of my absolute favourites. I am in love with horror. Like, anyone who is my friend or my family or who spends a lot of time around me would know that I am absolutely in love with horror. So based on the book written by Stephen King, which is also my favourite writer, so when I was watching this film I had very high expectations and I thought it would be one of the best films that I have ever seen, which it was, more or less. I think it was a very good film, however it had so many weird scenes. This is the trailer. From the trailer we already see that they are trying to discover their lost romance, which is a very interesting thing. Okay, so they're going in, they're in the middle of nowhere, and we come across the first weirdish thing, Gerald's fantasies. So he handcuffs her to the bed, and what can go wrong? Well, first of all, she feels awkwardly uncomfortable, which is very unusual for a married couple. Okay.
Is this really what it takes these days? How would be this so wrong? We were happy once.
Yeah. But then he's having a heart attack. Now what? What is Jesse going to do? This is an amazing storyline. I am loving this. This is what I do love about it. The storyline.
Just wake up. It's time to wake up, honey.
I also like the fact that she's a little bit crazy. I think that adds a nice touch to this actual movie.
Half a mile away, if they're even here yet.
Okay.
How long do you think someone lives without water?
I also like the fact that she's discovering herself. She remembers things from her past that help her in the situation that she's actually stuck in, which is really interesting. And I see I see what Mike Flanagan has done here, because this is what he did in Oculus as well. This time travelling thing is very interesting in this movie.
You're alright now. Everything you need to survive from the beginning. Just have to remember.
You just have to remember, there you go. It's all about things that happened in the past. That's a really nice touch. However, I feel like the film goes on too long with just a scene of her being tied up to bed. Yeah, fair enough, she's trying to, you know, she's trying to escape, but then they were trying to discover their romance, and then it all turns out into, like, you know, her trying to save her life, obviously, and he dies. So what happens to the love story in this horror? I think if they were to actually include a little bit more of what happened to her afterwards, I would have been a bit more engaged, because my disappointment happened at the end of the movie when nothing interesting really happened. I mean, all the action happened in that room, and the only interesting things that were there, in my opinion, was the fact that, as I said, she was discovering herself and she was using all her previous experiences in the sticky situation that she was stuck in, literally. So, I didn't like the fact that some of the scenes were so exaggerated, like, for example, the foot licking scene, or this one, which is this monster in her eyes, yeah, see it looking down to a box with those handcuffs in it. So then that's making me as an audience and as a fan of horror think, like, was that faith, as it were? I mean, was there something in... Is it something in her past that's haunting her? So we're already introduced to that time travelling sort of theme of the film, and then that carries on with the same man, and that's happening right here, where she's a child, like as a child, she's just laying down in her bed, and this very weird thing is licking her foot, but she doesn't get too scared. She gets more scared when she sees that there's a dog, because of course, like, the dog is trying to eat her because it's a rabbit dog, so she gets more scared in the present where she sees that a dog is licking her foot, and she was way calmer when she remembers about that monster thing licking her foot. First of all, why would that lick her foot? Like, that is something that I will never understand and that I find so messed up, and it just messes with my head. I'm thinking, why did he do that? What's happening? And then the second thing is, why doesn't she get scared? I mean, who is this monster? And then finally, this scene in the court where the alien reacts in a very weird way when seeing the human, and he's very happy because he's saying, you're only made of moonlight, to an actual human. So what was that? What, they were both haunting each other? It's just a very weird way in which it's actually put, which I do enjoy more or less, but I just think it's a little bit messed up. All of those scenes, in my opinion, were really, really messed up. I would really love to know your opinion about those scenes and your overall opinion about the movie. I do recommend you watch it. It was a nice experience watching it because, as I said, I associated some of the things that Mike Flanagan has used in Gerald's game with the techniques that he's used in Oculus, and it was interesting to see this link as a media student and as someone who is actually quite interested in film. And I think that would be about it about this this movie. I will see you in my next video with another review, reaction, comment on another fucked up movie on Netflix. Thank you for watching.